What it do today is a good one. We have a couple different basses and a sub. We're remaking Pretty Sweet's Freak Nasty, another request from a student. This is going to be sick. My Patreon will include these presets, and if you want this project, that will be there as well in the description below. Go ahead and support me, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are super close to 10K. Let's go ahead and listen to what we have here. We have a couple different things. We have this Wub with the complementary sub, and then we have the sustain bass. There's a couple different layers. It's pretty simple though, and we're gonna get into it right now. First, this Wub. Right now we just have this OTT set at these settings and this EQ cutting the lows for the post-processing. Now, this first patch, I'm going to be turning off all the effects, and we're going to listen to what it sounds like from scratch. We're going to start with oscillator A. You're going to use the default saw, turn on PD from B, go up to 37, level goes all the way down. Make this LFO shape, just curve it down a little, move this a little to the left, and then put that on the level going all the way up. Put the LFO also on PD from B, going up 4%. The notes that we're playing right here, we're in F minor, and we're playing the fourth, B flat, and then we go down to the home, which is F here. We're in octave 0. Those are our notes. Now we just had the saw, but PD from B is turned on. We're going to turn on oscillator B now so that we can hear this sine wave. Change the wavetable position to 2, put it on the sine wave, and you're going to go octave 1, and then go up +7 semitones for the fifth. Sync is also turned on, and sync is at 1.68. Level goes all the way down, and LFO goes on the level, going up 56. This sync knob is going to make a lot of different basses later, so we're going to come back to this later. Cool. We're going to turn on filter. You hear we carve a lot of these frequencies out. That's before, that's after. We're going to use this filter to carve the frequencies. Cutoff is at 13 hertz. LFO goes on it, going up 67%. A and B are turned on. Resonance is at 15. LFO goes on it, going up 13. Drive's at 29. LFO goes on it, going up 25. Drive and resonance amplify the filter more. Cutoff is doing the carve. Pretty simple. Go to the effects section, turn on the compressor, and just turn up the gain to 7.7. Distortion. Tube is regular, drive is at 50%. Distorting that. Hyperdimension's on, giving it some width. Mix, we turn it down at 24% on this hyper. Now I add the splitter, low and high splitter, and only on the highs, I add the chorus, which is here. Mix is at 28%, feedback 37, depth 8. Adding more width, just on the highs though. That's our Wub. But now the Wub needs a sub. We make a new MIDI track and add Serum. This is turned down -3.9. The sub is a square. We load up Serum 2 and we just load up a square. We're on octave 0, same notes as before. The square is just set at default 75%. Everything's the same here, no effects. Very simple. With the square sub, we add the erosion. It's a sub because we're playing octave 0, by the way. That's why the square is now square sub. Look at the EQ8 so you can see what it looks like. It has all these extra harmonics from 100 to 1000. That's why we're using this one. We add erosion and it adds even more high frequencies here around 10K. Very nice wide noise. So the noise is wide in the stereo image, and then it's at 34.4. So that's our sub. And I turned it down to -3.9 because I grouped both of these. And on the group, I have another company OTT. Remember, use these settings, make sure they're perfect. And then I'll do a low pass test to test how loud the sub is. And I'll measure it. I just want to get around -8. So that's why I turned the sub down to -4, basically. Easy. That is the first bass call. Now with the drums, important. Look at these drums real quick so you can see the flow. That's our drum pattern. Okay. That's our hats. Now the sustain. There's a lot going on in it. We have this OTT, the saturator, this EQ8. We're going to turn them off. Listen to it with it off. Big sub. We have sub on, oscillator A, B, noise on, filter. We're going to turn off all of this and start from the ground up. First thing that you're going to do is load up FFT add seconds on oscillator A. That's in digital right here. And then we're going to turn PD from B to 24%. go and add this LFO, make this shape, this ramp, it goes all the way up to the top corner, and add this shape to PD from B and have it go up 30. We're at -1 on the octave. The note that we're playing is actually octave 2 right now, F, octave 2, F2. And then oscillator A goes -1 on the octave. So this is what it sounds like. Wavetable position at 25, LFO on it, going up 12. We're turning down the level to 36. We don't want it too loud. We're gonna add the sub, -2 octave, level stays the same. At oscillator B, PD from B is turned up, so now we're going to be able to hear oscillator B. Remember to turn this level all the way down, add sync, and turn that up to 5.71. Now this is abrasive and harsh, it's too much, so we add this filter and start to remove those high frequencies. LFO, well actually cutoff is at 49, and then LFO goes on the cutoff, going up 28. Res is 24, drive is 33, AB are turned on. We need a little bit of white noise movement, so we turn on this noise oscillator, go to LFO 2, turn the level all the way down, and then add LFO 2 to the level, going up 20. This will give us some noise playing in 1/4 rate. So while everything's sustaining, this noise is kind of moving. Nicely done. Distortion on. Drive goes up to 61% on tube. Compressor on. Gain is 13.1. Turn it up a lot. Pumping up that jam. Equalizer is doing this notch here. The frequency, if you see, is moving. We're at 1518 hertz. LFO goes on it, and it goes up 18%. To get this notch to appear, you turn up the gain to 10.1. See it move now. Adding some extra vowel-y formant, resonant peaks, you know. Phaser on. Mix is at 70%. Frequency is at 348. Make it move a little bit more around the stereo image. Then we add a final filter to cut more high frequencies. Carving out more. Cutoff is at 46. LFO goes on it, going up 52. So that's the bass sound, but we need to pump up the jam, obviously. So we EQ8, turn up the highs, and then saturate the signal. We are pushing it 6.9 dB, and listen to this. It gets almost out of control, basically. And then we tame it and balance everything out with the final compressor, the OTT. Output's at 11, amount is 85. Cool. Now, it's always good to double check how loud you are. So we're seeing around the single digits, that's good. And now we can play everything in the mix. One last thing I want to show you is that you can just change the sync knob right here to make new basses. It changes the tone a lot. So like, listen to all the different basses here as I move sync. As well as the wavetable position you can move. And you can change wavetables. So you kind of have freedom to really change what you want here. Wavetable position, wavetables, and the sync. So have fun, enjoy. Once again, this preset is in my Patreon. Don't forget to hit subscribe or write in the comments what you want to see next, because I have a list of ideas that I'm knocking out. You guys have a good day. Keep it real.